There is a moment most cat owners know well. You lean down, close your eyes, and press your lips gently against the top of your cat's head. It feels warm, natural, loving, like the most ordinary thing in the world. But here is what nobody tells you. While you are experiencing a moment of pure affection, your cat is having a completely different experience, one that has nothing to do with romance or sentimentality. One that is ancient, biological, and far more complex than most people ever realize. And by the time you finish watching this, you will never see that small daily gesture the same way again. To understand what your cat is actually experiencing in that moment, you first have to understand something fundamental about how cats are built. Humans navigate the world primarily through what they see and hear. Cats do not. A cat's reality is constructed almost entirely from invisible information. Scent molecules in the air, subtle shifts in temperature, the barely perceptible rhythm of another creature's breathing, environmental changes so small they register as background noise to us, but as urgent data to them. So when you bring your face close enough to kiss your cat, you are not simply showing affection. You are entering their most sensitive sensory territory. And everything about you, your breath, your skin temperature, your emotional state, immediately becomes information your cat begins processing. Your breath alone tells your cat an enormous amount. Cats possess one of the most sophisticated olfactory systems in the animal kingdom. But beyond their nose, they carry a second scent processing organ hidden inside the roof of their mouth, the vomeronasal organ. This structure allows cats to analyze chemical signals at a level humans genuinely cannot comprehend. Every time your face draws close to theirs, your cat quietly begins reading you. Your scent communicates whether you are stressed or calm, tired or energized, familiar or somehow different today. This is why you may notice your cat pausing to sniff around your nose or mouth after a close moment. Most owners assume their cat is simply being nosy. But what is actually happening is a kind of biological check-in. Your cat is confirming that the person they depend on most still feels safe, stable, and familiar. When that confirmation comes back positive, something remarkable happens. Your cat's nervous system visibly relaxes. Their eyes soften. Their body settles. Because in that moment, safety has been reaffirmed. But scent is only the first layer of what happens during physical closeness with your cat. Something even deeper begins to unfold. Something biological that connects your two nervous systems in ways researchers are only beginning to fully understand. A cat's body operates at a naturally elevated state of alertness. Even the most relaxed house cat carries ancient wiring designed for rapid response. Their resting heart rate is significantly faster than ours. Their senses remain partially active even during sleep. Staying calm requires genuine effort for a cat. This is where your presence becomes something remarkable. When you hold your cat close and your breathing naturally slows, when your body grows still and your face rests gently against their fur, your physiology begins functioning as a kind of anchor for theirs. Studies observing the relationship between animals and trusted humans have documented something called physiological synchronization, a process where two beings in calm, sustained physical contact begin influencing each other's stress responses, breathing patterns, and nervous system states. In practical terms, your relaxed body quietly helps regulate your cat's tension, your slower breath, your steady warmth, your familiar stillness. Together, they create a biological rhythm your cat can genuinely settle into. This is often why cats begin purring more deeply when your face is close to theirs. The purring is not always a performance of contentment for your benefit. Sometimes it is an active self-regulation mechanism. Your cat using the vibration to help stabilize their own nervous system, anchored by your presence. Your cat is not simply tolerating your affection in these moments. They are using you in the best possible way. But this connection has a threshold. And understanding that threshold explains one of the most misread moments in the entire human and cat relationship. Almost every cat owner has experienced it. The first few seconds of closeness go beautifully. Your cat seems relaxed, receptive, even affectionate. Then, without warning, they turn their head, press a paw gently against your cheek, flatten their ears slightly, or simply get up and walk away. It feels personal, like sudden rejection. It is almost never rejection. What you are actually witnessing is sensory saturation. A cat's whiskers are among the most sophisticated sensory instruments in the natural world. Each whisker connects to dense clusters of nerve endings that feed a continuous stream of spatial and environmental data directly into the brain. They detect air pressure changes, movement at a distance, the dimensions of nearby objects, a constant invisible mapping of the world around them. Now consider what happens when your face enters that space. A large, warm object suddenly occupies their most sensitive sensory zone. Your breath shifts the airflow around their whiskers. Your scent becomes intensely concentrated. Your presence fills their visual field. The heat from your skin radiates against their fur. For a brief window, this can feel deeply comforting. But if the stimulation continues beyond what their nervous system can comfortably integrate, a threshold is crossed. And once that threshold is crossed, your cat creates distance. Not because the love evaporated, but because their brain is signaling a need for recovery time. That gentle paw against your face is not dismissal. It is communication. It is your cat saying, "I trust you completely and I need a moment." The cats who trust us most are often the clearest about this boundary, because they have learned we will honor it. And every time you do, every time you let your cat step away without pursuit or protest, their nervous system files that information away. You are safe. You are predictable. You are someone who listens. In the feline world, that may matter more than any amount of affection ever could. Which brings us to the deepest truth hidden inside this simple human gesture. What does your cat actually understand when your face comes close to theirs? Not a kiss, not romance, not affection in any human sense. Something far more primal and far more significant. In the animal world, the face is the most protected part of the body. It houses the primary sensory systems, the eyes, the nose, the teeth, the instruments most essential to survival. Most creatures instinctively guard this zone against intrusion. When you willingly bring your face close to your cat's face, you are doing something that directly contradicts the behavior of any threatening creature. You are voluntarily exposing your most vulnerable point. You are arriving completely open, with no defensive posture, no sign of aggression, no hidden intention. Your cat does not interpret this as a kiss. Your cat interprets this as trust without armor. And over time, as this gesture repeats across days and months and years, your cat begins associating your face with something profound, not affection in the human sense, safety itself, the specific face that always arrives without threat, the presence that always means calm. This is why some cats slowly close their eyes as you lean toward them, why some press their forehead gently forward to meet yours, why some touch noses with the people they love most. These are not random or decorative behaviors. They are a cat's way of returning the gesture, of saying, "I see that you are not a threat, and I am showing you the same." For a creature whose entire survival has historically depended on reading danger correctly, choosing to remain still and open as another being draws close represents something extraordinary. It represents complete trust. So the next time you lean down and kiss your cat's head, remember what is actually passing between you in that moment. Your cat is not thinking, "My human is being affectionate." What your cat understands is something much older and much more honest than that. This creature chooses to be vulnerable beside me. And in the quiet, ancient language that cats have always spoken, that is not just love. That is the highest form of it. If your cat has their own particular way of responding to closeness, a slow blink, a forehead press, a small paw resting on your face, share it in the comments. Every cat communicates trust differently, and those small rituals, as quiet as they are, say more than most people ever realize. If this gave you a new way of seeing your cat, leave a like and subscribe. There is so much more happening in the inner world of cats than most of us have ever been shown.